Everybody ready? Let's warm up. Hands at your waist, turn your neck. 1, 2, 3, actually Ken, I didn't, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stretch your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lift them up and curl them round. Opposite way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Expand your chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Waist exercise. Interlock your fingers, stretch them up. Bend at the waist. Look at your opposite heel of your foot. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Airplane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Touch toe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Be careful. Shift your weight. Kick your foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shift your weight. Be careful. Kick your butt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Heisman, opening up our stance, parallel feet, choose one side, cross and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Short one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so part of our warm-up exercise is actual movements for the yang style of Tai Chi. And we'll get the feel of how to do it, and then I'm going to break it down and show you how you can learn to do it a little bit better. But what essentially we'll be doing is a movement called golden cockerel. Golden cockerel is a bird who stands first on its left foot, and then secondly stands on its right foot, okay? And so some of you are working at it now, but I want to emphasize safety measures, okay? So we're not looking for a super high kick. We're looking for something medium or low, but safe. So these are the elements in which you can learn to provide safety to yourself. One, definitely, we're shifting our weight. If I need to be on my left foot, I'm going to shift my weight, drain all that weight off of the opposite foot, using my forward or front hand to center my body. So in other words, the hand came towards the middle of my body rather than any place else that would pull me towards the direction that I don't want to have balance, okay? So the front hand centers my body. But notice that the other hand stays to the side of my body as if it were holding a ball, a top of a ball. This is the counterbalance hand that provides stability to your one-legged balance, okay? Now, when you bring up your foot does not stay straight in line where it should be, but it gravitates toward the middle or the central part of your body. So watch again, the foot comes up, the hand comes up. It's almost as if the hand and the foot are in line. And you shift your weight gradually and you come up. Okay, and I can't do it, but you cannot just plop your foot down and expect balance. But you slowly drain the weight off and then you shift your weight and you come up. Okay, it's done in unison. Because if I were to bring my hand up and I'm saying, hey, she said counterbalance, she said center, and then I bring this up, there's no sense. It has to be done together, okay? Then that's the balance that you gain. So we'll continue to work on this throughout our sessions, if not more. This is a definite movement in the 10 form, the 24 form, and the 16 form, probably all of Yang style Tai Chi. Then we're going to learn a kick out, and we'll go over that after we practice our golden cockerel, okay? So we said that we wanted to keep our feet sort of apart, not tight in. So a little bit apart, like I have. We want to shift our weight and put it on our left foot. Right now, 50% of our weight is on our right, 50 on our left, 50-50. We want to shift our weight to the left, center the front hand, come up with that foot, counterbalance with the left hand. Opening up our span a little bit more, shifting our weight, center, and come up. Down, center, and up. Down, center, and up. One more set. Center, counterbalance up, down, center, counterbalance, and up. All right. Now, this can be gained progressively over time. So don't put too much pressure on you. Your body needs to get acquainted with the movement, needs to build up the strength, carry out your body weight, okay? So take your time on it. Now, the second movement that I'm going to teach you is called kicking out with our right, kicking out with our left. The reason why we do this is it's an exercise that can be used for our repertoire, and it also helps us with balancing, which we're all looking forward to gain better balance with, okay? So when we kick out, okay, watch first. I center, this foot comes up. I center my hands. I kick out in line. What do I mean by in line? The right foot kicks out in line with the right hand, or vice versa. The right hand takes the alignment of the right kick. Okay? So this is incorrect. The right hand did not follow the kick. No way did it follow the kick. It needs to come up and out. Whereas the back hand, or the other hand, which is to the left, needs to counterbalance rather than following the kick. Okay, so in this instance, I felt wobbly, so it needs to counterbalance that other hand. Okay? Now, another very important thing is that when you kick out with your right foot, the right hand stays on the outside of the cross. You would have trouble following your kick if it were hidden behind the cross. So right hand goes on the outside of the cross. Can you do that? All right, and then can you just give me a low kick and just come out this way? Right? Right hand on the outside of the cross, coming out to kick in line with your what? Everybody doing it? Right hand at the outside of the cross and coming out in line. Okay? Now, the opposite occurs. When you do a left kick, the left hand comes on the outside and the left foot comes out in line. Okay? Now, all of this, including our golden cockerel, bears on Tai Chi posture, which I will go over right after this, okay? I want you to experience the kick first. And then we're gonna still implement more safety measures. Okay? Let's try it and go slowly. We're not looking for a high kick. We're opening up our span. We have 50-50. We want to put the weight on our left foot because we want to bring up our right foot to kick out in line. So we're at 50-50, shifting our weight, but as we shift our weight, our cross comes up, our foot comes up, our right hand is on the outside, and then we kick out. Opening up our span, shifting our weight now to the right, coming up with our left foot, left hand on the outside, kicking out. Opposite, right foot, right hand, open, out. Left foot, left hand, up and out. One more set. Right hand, right foot, up and out. Left foot, left hand, up and out. All right. So, not too bad, right? But maybe for some of you, still kind of wobbly and you want to get that down a little bit more stable. All right. In Tai Chi, we have a posture. The posture is carried throughout our movements, such as golden cockerel and kick out with our right and left. So the posture has several elements, at least 6 or more elements. As I'm describing it to you, I will implement it on myself and you do the same, okay? And we'll talk more about it. So you know that Tai Chi, although based on martial arts movements for defense, is now in Tai Chi a beautiful dance-like movement. If it's a dance-like movement that is often referred to as meditation in motion, the performer as well as the viewer has some sense of relaxation. If the performer is in a relaxed and peaceful mode, we can never constrict our body and have a posture that's like a soldier. So the opposite occurs. We're like a rag doll. Okay, so we can be a rag doll to some extent. but there are certain parameters, okay? One, the shoulder is drooped. So if you're ragdoll, yes, that's a natural characteristic. As a result of the shoulder being drooped, you found two things going on, perhaps. One, the knees now are not locked in. They're not bent, but they're ready for action. They're relaxed. As a result of the shoulder and the knee relaxed, your butt is tucked under, as if your pelvic bone is now flared up. Okay? So 3 elements right there. As a result of those 3 elements, your chest is now no longer flat like a board, but taking an inward position, concave, sunken. With that, our chin no longer is parallel to the ground, but slightly dipped inward, slightly dipped downward. But be careful, because your eyes should never be on the ground, but out in the distance, okay? Out in the distance. Now, all of this is controlled by a silk silver thread that's holding our head erect, drilled through the middle of our skull, all the way down to the mid portion of our body. Another way of looking at it is having a cable so strong that you can never waver from it. So why are we so particular? Because if I want better balance, I need to adhere to my posture and the silk silver thread. If I do not, and I'm down like this because I think that being compact will keep me from falling, it's the opposite would occur. I am not in good Tai Chi posture. I can never, or have very few times where I could fall, whereas if I'm crouched like this and my head is not erect, my head is heavy. I'm going to probably fall forward, okay? So some of these techniques, of course, all of the techniques can surely be applied to daily activities, okay? And that's where Tai Chi, being a discipline, will keep you probably a little bit safer in everything else that you do. You'll study your body, you'll reevaluate what your body can do for you, where your shortcomings are, and then how to counter that for better confidence and better carriage, okay? So we're gonna now do the kickouts and the golden cockerel, implementing the posture, and I'll go over the posture, okay? So here we go, good Tai Chi posture, dropping our shoulders, tucking our butt, relaxing our knees, sinking our chest, head erect, chin not parallel, but slightly dipped. Our tongue is on our palate, not against our teeth, for better breathing. Now, we know that we need to do a golden cockerel standing on its left. We know that in good Tai Chi posture, 50% of their weight is on our left, 50 on our right. Our body is distributed equally. 2 inches below your navel is an area that's very important. It is the center of gravity. It is called a danten. So whenever we talk about doing Tai Chi, we need to concentrate and focus, not only on our alignment and where our hands and feet and head are, but also on the center of gravity, all right? We're gonna shift our weight to the left, shift our weight to the left, using good Tai Chi posture, coming up as a golden cockerel. Opening up our span, shifting our weight, centering, counterbalance, and up. Down, center, and up. Down, center, and up. One more set. Down, center, and up. Down, center, and up. Right hand on the outside. Shift your weight so the right foot can come up and kick out in line. Shift weight, left foot, left hand up and out. Right foot, right hand, up and out. Even when we're kicking out like this, we're still in Tai Chi posture, okay? To make it really tight and taut, that's not what we want. We still want that relaxed body. Over time, you realize what I'm saying and what your body feels, and it will work better for you, okay? So these are some of the things that we're going to be learning throughout our course of time, and of course, you're going to take it home to practice. Okay?
One maneuver which may be helpful is, say, if we're going to go with the right, you're going to do your right hand in front of your left, but what you want to be doing is to come up. This hand comes from this position. The back hand is going to try to assume a higher position. What happens is you switch your weight. You see how I rotate? And I'm coming up because what am I going to do? This hand is coming up. It helps me to elevate, okay? Helps me to elevate, and then you come out. And when you come down, if you come down like you're floating, you come down with better control. Otherwise, you're up here, and then you do this and bonk. You end up, use your hand to help you go up, arc, come back down. Again, come here, go up, arc, and come up, and come back down. Try to come down with control.
Good suggestion, and that leads me to remind myself and to let you know that Yang style Tai Chi is rounded, smooth, and flowing. So here again, when we arc, we're using rounded rather than angular movements, okay? And continuous because we're never up there for a few minutes, but we're always in motion, okay? And that's the reason why Tai Chi always looks so graceful, is because we're always in motion, but not motion where it's very fast, okay? Slowly, so that the performer feels the different muscles, the small little muscles actually in play. And that's an asset, an advantage to you, because you know then that those muscles do exist and can help you with your performance. And it's part of you, okay? So you won't you won't move rashly into a movement without realizing where your body is in actuality, okay? All right, I'm gonna give you a little break now. I'm gonna do the 10 form for you, okay? So I would say relax. This is something that you will gain over time. There are 10 movements that are taken from Yang 24, which is the gold standard, which is another form that we teach. So there are 10 movements that are coming from the umbrella, the big portion of the 24, in a modified way and arranged and choreographed differently. Okay? So this is Yang 10 form. Thank you. So this is something that I have aspirations for you. It takes only less than 4 minutes. So we have already started tackling 2 of the movements, golden cockerel and kicking out. And you surely saw that in play. So we know that there are separate movements, but they are also transitions that get us into the movement. And if you could see one thing in general is that every movement flowed into each other and every movement flowed out of each other. So it's a very unified, well choreographed, using your whole body. So using your whole body, you're going to hear that a lot. What does it really mean? It means that when we do our golden cockerel, we are shifting our weight and using our whole body, counterbalancing, centering, and using our Tai Chi posture. To not use our whole body, we would just come up like this. It'll just be a hand and foot motion. It's almost as if anybody could do it, okay? Now, there's more, it's faster. It's maybe a little, you come down faster, you get up faster, but there's more risk involved. Whereas if you use your whole body and your posture, you're more stable. And you have that confidence, you have that flow of energy that we are striving for. So in Tai Chi, we know that there's energy that we are activating in the proper way, in the best way your body system can perform, okay? So we may have someone else come by and do a high kick, way high, and still maintain his balance. But is he or she using the elements of his body in the best way that he can? That's a question, okay? And I'm not saying that those performers that you see that are very spectacular are not. They are just more talented than we are, or I am, okay? Now, we know that Tai Chi is a discipline. It's a discipline that's gained from martial arts. So every movement that we learn or that we do has martial arts bearing. It's influenced by a defense or a position that they use for martial arts. We know that we have specific hand, we have specific posture. So I'm going to dig down deeper and teach you something that's basic to Tai Chi, the basic feet movement in aligning us properly. If our feet motions are proper, we can then better use the flow of energy to make a unified movement when we actually do Tai Chi. So if I were to say, just follow me, you may do a good job, but you will not know the reason why you're doing it. The reasons of why you do certain things at a certain time colors all of Tai Chi, especially Yang style Tai Chi. So we are building the framework and the foundations for the other forms of the 24 and the 16. So you notice that in the short time that I was talking and you were watching, my feet were never together in the same plane. They were somehow apart. And you notice that I did something called a sit back. You notice that I pivoted. You notice that I shifted my weight, and I call this a T stance. And then this is not a T, but it is a L stance and a bow stance. So this is what we're going to kind of discover right now, okay? So the best way I can do it is with you, okay? So we know we're in good Tai Chi posture. We're dropping our shoulders. We're tucking our butt. We're relaxing our knees. Or we have a concave chest, and our chin is dipped slightly downward, but our glance is way ahead. Our tongue is on our palate, and we're restricted by our silk silver thread to hold our head erect. We're going to shift our weight to the right, okay, and our middle finger is actually down towards the middle seam of our side of our pants, okay? We're at 50-50. We're going to shift our weight to the right foot, slowly bring up the heel, put it on its sole, put it on its toe, and then we're going to pivot this way. So this is called a T stance. The firm foot or right foot is the capital, top of the capital letter T, whereas the foot with only on its toes is the stem of the capital letter T. Now, we're going to bring this, the energy is planted on our right foot. So at this time, we can flex that knee. Okay, so this foot should be weightless or near weightless. This left foot is ready for movement because you can never move safely if there's weight on 2 feet. It should be near weightless. We're going to bring this left foot out and to the side. Can you show me with your hand where we're going to move our left foot? We need to move it out and to the side. Again, we need to move the left foot out and to the side in one motion. We need to move it out and to the side in one motion. Can you do that? We need to move our foot out and to the side in one motion. All right, let's go. Hands at your waist. Good Tai Chi posture. Energy stored on the right foot. We're going to move our left foot out and to the side on our heel. One more time. We're going to move our left foot out and to the side and place it on its heel. We can't stay here. It's going to be a drain on our system. But we're going to have to flatten our foot by moving our hips and waist and energy and then flatten it out. All right? So get back on your T. Weight down on the right. We are on a T stance. We need to come out on an L stance. We need to come out in one motion, out and to the side. But after that, we're going to have to look at what to do to adjust our movement and adjust our energy as it's activated. Here we go. Out and to the side on an L stance on our heel. Move the energy from our planted foot all the way up to our waist and our hips. Turn, adjust the back foot so it's now 45 degrees as we plant firmly down on our left foot. Here now, it's about 50-50. The knee can never go beyond the toes. So that's an alignment right there. The knee has to be in line with your toe on your left foot. Your right or back foot, the knee cannot have a buckle. Once there's a buckle, I not only shift my knee to beyond my toes, but I also shift my body to a forward position, wherein I need to bring it up and adhere to my cable. Therefore, the back knee has no buckle in it and is straight, but not locked in. All right? And a 45-degree angle. Then we're going to sit back, and all the weight is now bared on our right foot. We are sitting on an imaginary stool behind us. We are ready now for action on our front or left foot. We're going to pivot all the way back to how we started, on our heel. Plant the weight on our left. Bring the right foot now to a T. What we do on one side, we have to do on the other side. We need to bring our right foot out and to the side in one motion. Here we go. Out and to the side on our heel. Flatten it down as we turn our hips and waist and adjust the back foot so that there's no buckle in it and so that it is a 45-degree angle. Now we ask ourselves, is our front or right foot, is the knee in line with our toes? Is our back or left foot have no buckle in the knee? Are we in good Tai Chi position? Are we upright and not favoring the front and leaning? If everything is good, we can sit back. Sit all the way back till if I say to hold this, it's putting stress or strain on your back leg, then you know that you've gotten the right position. Next thing is a twist. Pivot on your heel. Shift your weight, plant it down, Bring your left foot to a T, stem of the T. And we're going to repeat this as a drill. Out and to the side on our heel. Energy up across your waist and your hips. Turn 45, straighten out the back knee. Bend that front knee, not be on your toes. Keep an upright position. Sit back. Twist. Shift your weight to the left foot. Stem of the T. Weight on the left. Out into the side in one motion on your heel. Move your hips and waist, flatten the front foot, stretch out the back leg. Bow stance. Check your parameters. Don't go beyond your toes. Straighten out the back knee. Keep an upright position. Sit back all the way and don't rush it. Twist on your heel. T stance. L stance. Rotate. Bow stance. Sit back. Twist step. Shift your weight. T stance. Out and to the side. L stance. Rotate hips and waist. Bow stance. Sit back. Twist step. T stance. Okay, so this drill is very important. It'll not only help you to understand your feet alignment, but it'll also start to give you more strength in your legs, your limbs, and stamina, which will then help you with your balancing and all of the movements of Tai Chi. So there you saw feet alignment. And of course, what complicates it a little bit more is our hands. So we keep them separate, okay? So many times to center your body and center your mind, we hold a Tai Chi ball. So we can hold our Tai Chi ball and follow what I'm doing. We can hold our ball and we can rotate or spin our ball. Okay? Now, how do you know what size the ball should be? Balls could be small, balls could be tiny, and balls could be huge. For a Tai Chi ball, there are certain rules. The top hand is always about chest level. The bottom hand is 2 inches below your navel or 2 inches below your dantian. It is always in the center. It usually is never to the side unless your body is positioned to the side. Okay, and in this situation, it is still centered within the parameters of your body. However, it can never be this way because my body is not positioned towards the front. Okay, so it is always centered in these terms. Okay, centered. Now, when you hold your ball, the 4 fingers should be closer together, away from your thumb, as if you were wearing a mitten rather than a pair of gloves. So in the beginning, we can accept almost anything because you're trying your best. But if you really want to get down to particulars and specifics and not have anything to undo later on, you might want to start right away to keep the 4 fingers a little closer. Okay, so you're not really wearing a tight mitten, but you're wearing, your fingers are relaxed so that it all needs to separate from the thumb. So this is the way you would hold your ball, okay? And rather than in this way, which is, I'm exaggerated, but you want to eventually get to soft, curved fingers, okay? So this is something that's not gained overnight, but over a long space of time. And what's good about Tai Chi is that we're always learning. We think we've got it, maybe 50%, 60%, but there's so much out there that it keeps our mind very stimulated, okay? All right. We're going to learn to part the wild horse's mane. When we part the wild horse's mane, we are going to learn that the bottom hand is the advancing hand. The bottom hand is the advancing hand. It's the forward hand. The top hand is never the advancing hand. The bottom hand is the advancing hand. Can you say that? The bottom hand is the advancing hand. The bottom hand is the advancing hand, okay? Now, when we part the wild horse's mane, the bottom hand advances as if it were giving a snack to your friend in front of you. The snack lays in the palm of your hand, and you need to advance it to offer it. When you offer something, you don't keep the snack away from the person, but you present it as if it were a budded flower that needs to bloom, as if it were a snack that you want to give, okay? The other hand has a specific job. It does not do nothing. It sits to the side of your thigh as if it were holding yet another ball. So here again, this would not be correct because it can't hold the ball. It has to come down as if it were holding, it has to curve down as if it were holding a ball. And this is another safety measure because it's counterbalancing our forward hand, okay? So let's try that. We said that we are planted on our right foot and our left foot is we're on a T stance, and we're going to come out into the side. But now this time, our left hand is on the bottom, and our right hand is on the top, because we're going to advance this way, okay? We're going to part the wild horse's mane from a T stance to an L stance to a bow stance. Can we do that? We're going to part the wild horse's mane from a T to an L to a bow. One more time. We're going to part the wild horse's mane from a T stance to an L stance, turn, and then a bow stance. Okay, here we go. Left hand on the bottom, right hand on the top. Check the size of your ball. Chest level at the top, 2 inches below your dantian on the bottom. We're going to come out into the side and advance the bottom hand as if it were serving a snack to the person in front of us and say, here it is. Parameters of the stance. The front or left hand is as if we were wearing a mitten, showing that snack to our friend about eye level. The left foot, the knee is not beyond the toe. The right or back foot has no buckle in it. And our right hand sits to the sides of our thigh, as if it were holding yet another ball. Our Tai Chi cable is keeping us from leaning forward. We're going to sit back. On our heel, we're going to pivot. We're going to plant down. Now the right hand is on the bottom of the ball, the left hand on the top of the ball. Check your parameters. Chest, 2 inches below your dantian. We need to come out and to the side, move the bottom hand as if it were going to serve a snack to our friend. One motion, here we go. Out and to the side, move that bottom hand, present that snack about eye level, wear your mitten. Check your feet. Did you make the adjustment to the left foot so it's 45? Is your knee not beyond your toe in the front foot? Is your knee have no buckle? Sit back, twist on your heel, plant down on that foot, the right foot, left hand on the bottom, right hand on the top to hold your ball. One motion, out into the side, move the left hand, present the snack. Here it is. Sit back, twist on your heel, flatten out, hold your ball, left hand on the top, it's already there. Out into the side, move the bottom hand, present the snack, look for your rules and parameters. Knee not beyond your toe, knee straight out in the back, left hand holding the ball, right hand presenting your snack. upright position, sit back, all the way back, sit on that stool, turn, pivot, hold your ball. Okay? Okay, so this is what you did. You did this. You were on a T-stance, you had a good sized ball, you weighted down because the energy is stored on the right, you came out and you noticed that I didn't come out and then I started this action. Simultaneous motion, out and to the side, part the wild horse's mane. Here it is. Checking your parameters, you look to see. Sit back, all the way back. Don't rush it. Pivot. As I firm down, I need better balance. What better way to do but center? Here I have good balance. Now I need to move in simultaneous motions. Out and to the side, firm down, twist, present. Good Tai Chi posture. Sit back all the way, then twist, then firm down, safety measure here. Okay? So these are the things that you'll be practicing. We'll work it again next time. We'll talk about, and I think I have time now to talk about this. We said that we clearly understand this is a T. We know that we have to come out into the side on an L. I call this L, but this surely doesn't look like an L until I drag my front foot back and it looks more like an L. But in a perfect Tai Chi world, the L always has a gap. The L stance, if I were to drag the, always has this good space between the 2 feet. It can never stay here because she said out and to the side, and I want to conserve space. And it will clash and be an L. That's not the perfect Tai Chi world. We want it out and to the side on another block so that if we were to drag back and see how much of a gap we have, we need this space, another block of space. Okay? Now, you ask why. So if I did not adhere to my rule, okay, and I went here, and remember the energy stored in my back leg, and I needed to twist and shift my energy, waist and hips, to my front foot to flatten it down, I have no room. All I'm doing is hurting my knees to get here. And I'm flattened out, but I still didn't finish because there's not enough space. Therefore, to save your knee joints and to do better, smoother Tai Chi, you need to clearly come out so that you have the energy and space to make the adjustment. It's as easy as that. But lots of times in learning something new, it's easy for you to follow, but it's more difficult for your body to follow what you know is best. And here becomes the challenge. So we take lessons, we use videos to watch ourselves, watch others besides me, to gain a better total picture of what Tai Chi is all about, okay? So, although, you know, I feel good that we covered a lot, you followed me very well, don't hesitate to come back next time because we'll go over it again and again until you've gotten it.
You're now learning about footing and movement, and that is one of the bases for getting, or one of the strong bases for Tai Chi. We talked about Dantian. Dantian is an imaginary position which is just below our belly button and central to our body. And if you can keep this area, this center of balance, in good movement, not too far forward, not too far backwards, not too leaned over, always as it should be, center of balance. So movement is always up, whether it's forward or back. The Dantian is not tipped over one way or the other. It goes and glides with your hip joints. Same thing going sideways. You're not going hanging it over this way, you are turning. And what happens? This thing stays straight in the middle, but you are shifting weight. But you see the whole top of the body moves with the dantian. Very, very important, okay? That's one thing. So try to keep in mind, where is this imaginary place? And it takes a long time for each of us to develop it. It's one Tai Chi person put it, it is experiential, and the only way you get experiential experience is to do it with experience. So keep working at it. Second thing is the concept of substantial and insubstantial footing, or solid and empty. They're pretty much synonymous, but you're learning the twist step. So you're coming from this position, you form your T. This is substantial, this is insubstantial. Real important, because this forms the basis for what you do next and how stable you are, how much control you have. If you get off of your substantial too early, you experience something which is a Tai Chi no-no, which is called double footing. You have equal weight on both sides. There's probably only one time you will see equal weight. Equal footing and commencing form. You come up. Even now, substantial footing on right side comes out, and then you have equal footing again. So that's one of the few times. Otherwise, every other time that you will be doing something, it will be one leg will be more substantial, if you will, than the other. And in twist step, you have a T, substantial. Now, you, in this point, could do anything with this foot, this insubstantial foot. But it just happens you want to go out. But do not release your substantial until you've got it where you want it. Otherwise, what happens when we tell you do an L, sometimes the easiest movement is, rather than trying to twist your hip and pop this way, because you don't have the strength to hold on, you drop right down, because this is the closest place you can do it. Versus if you say, substantial, I can do what I want if I keep this guy steady. And you think, where do I want to put that foot? I am here, I can lift it up, and from here, if you want it, you could stand here, because this is substantial. Of course, it takes strength and time to develop, but that's the thing you should have in mind. Try to stay substantial so that when you say L, you put it at your leisure. And then you start to turn. And throughout your Tai Chi form, you're going to switch from one movement to the other. Try to say, okay, I'm going to a new movement, but I have to start with stability. That means I retain my level of solidity, if you will, until I have placed my hands or my feet wherever I want to go. Then I translate. Okay? Yeah, one more point. Be kind to yourselves. When you step out, you don't want to step out too far. Of course, you don't want to step out too mincing. There's an optimum position to be in. And think in your mind, the farther I am apart, the more stable I am. The guys can't push me, because I am down solid, I'm got a wide base. But you say, okay, move next. And you're so wide, you have to bring everything back to center to start to move again, you see? So you need to get an optimum. Don't stretch too far, because then you'll be stable in that position, but you cannot move. Okay?
Remember now, don't be so gung-ho and do everything in piecemeal. You don't want to come down and then move this guy here. Okay? So what did I just say? We don't want to come out on an L, flatten down, and then make the adjustment. We need to do it together. T-step, L's heel, down on L, together for a bowl. Okay? T, L, turn energy down. All right, now look at me. You never want to come out, down, because she said flatten, and then make that adjustment. That's going to kill your knees, okay? Don't do that. Okay, and we'll come back, and if you're not sure, you can check with us individually. But you did a good job. I think we have a lot going for us. It's very stimulating. Like Ken said, we'll be back next time to polish things up and renew, reacquaint, reevaluate. Okay, good job. See you next time.